This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan warned today that a Russian-led military alliance is a threat to Armenia's future existence. Speaking at the opening of the Global Armenian Summit in Yerevan, Pashinyan stated, "We have frozen our membership in the Collective Security Treaty Organization not only because it doesn't ensure its security obligations toward Armenia, but also because, in our opinion, the CSTO creates threats for Armenia's security and Armenia's future existence, sovereignty, and statehood." He further said that the more time goes by without CSTO giving answers to Armenia's questions, the further apart they become, headed to a point of no return. At issue is the alliance's area of responsibility in Armenia, after Azerbaijan seized territory in a major September 2022 attack which killed hundreds of service members. An attack on one CSTO member is treated as an attack on all, however it did not come to Armenia's defense. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov denied Pashinyan's remarks, stating that on the contrary, that organization stands in the position of protecting the sovereignty of the member states. He stressed Armenia remains a close partner of Russia and contacts with Yerevan will continue. In further remarks today, Pashinyan rejected the idea that any country or military bloc can ensure Armenia's security, countering that only Armenia can create security for itself. He also said it is important for Armenia to establish diplomatic relations with Turkey and to open the border between the countries. He noted that while current negotiations with Turkey have not led to any major concrete results, he believes there has been some change in Ankara's perception of Armenia. Turkey reiterated its support for a corridor through Armenia connecting mainland Azerbaijan with its Nakhichevan exclave, following a war of words between Iran and Russia over the issue. Lasting peace between the South Caucasus countries will contribute to the opening of the Zangezur corridor. This, in turn, will provide a direct transport link along the Azerbaijan, Armenia, Nakhichevan, Turkey, Europe route, said the head of Turkey's National Intelligence Agency, Ibrahim Kalin, yesterday, according to reports in Turkish and Azerbaijani media. Meanwhile, on a visit to Iran that same day, Russian Security Council Chairman Sergei Shoigu expressed Moscow's support for Tehran's policy regarding corridors and communication channels with Azerbaijan, an apparent retreat from its strong support for the corridor. Iran has been extremely vocal against the corridor plan, calling it a red line, as it could cut off the border with Armenia. This follows a statement over the weekend from Russian Deputy Prime Minister Alexei Overchuk in Yerevan, where he told reporters Russia is ready to facilitate the unblocking of communications, taking into account Armenia's sovereignty. At the same time, though, in an apparent contradiction, Overchuk insisted that these routes should be reopened under the terms agreed to by Armenia and Azerbaijan in a ceasefire statement that ended the 2020 war. Just last month, during a visit to Baku, top Russian officials demanded Armenia open the corridor, resulting in the heated criticism from Iran. Armenia's investigative committee reported that it had arrested 3 people and put 4 more individuals on the wanted list, accusing them of plotting an armed coup in Armenia by undergoing combat training in Russia. Following numerous searches and interrogations, a total of 7 individuals, including 2 former Nagorno-Karabakh residents, were suspected of attempting to usurp power using violence by taking over the Armenian government, the committee said in a statement published today. The accused reportedly traveled separately to Rostov-on-Don in South Russia, where they were subjected to background checks and polygraph tests before arriving at a military facility to undergo 3 months of weapons and combat training. During the course of the training, some members of the group reportedly refused to participate in the plot and returned to Armenia. The investigative committee stressed that although not all members of the group have been identified so far, the 7 known suspects were charged with conspiracy to usurp power. According to Armenia's criminal code, they are facing up to 15 years in prison. The Center for Truth and Justice is a US-based independent nonprofit made up of lawyers dedicated to documenting human rights violations committed against Armenians and to seek justice and accountability for those crimes. Its third annual conference in Yerevan last week brought together scholars, survivors, and activists to explore pathways to post-conflict justice. CivilNet got to speak with some of the conference's noted participants to share their insights with you. Luis Moreno Ocampo, the first prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, delves into the complex legal landscape of genocide, ethnic cleansing, and international justice. He provides crucial insights into the application of these terms to the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict and outlines the challenges in prosecuting such cases on the global stage. The Honorable Gasya Abkaryan, a California Superior Court judge and senior advisor to CFTJ, explores the complex legal challenges facing Armenia and Karabakh Armenians. She addresses the critical issue of prosecuting Azerbaijani war crimes, along with the tension between pursuing justice and negotiating peace. Judge Abkaryan also offers invaluable insights on advocating for the rights of displaced Armenians, particularly the right of return, in the face of political obstacles and government inaction. You can find links to both these interviews in the video description or on our website, civilnet.am. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 32 million. That's the amount of aid in dollars France will send for displaced people from Nagorno-Karabakh in Armenia. This was announced Monday by French Foreign Minister Stéphane Séjourné during a visit to Armenia. He added that France will continue to deepen its partnership with Armenia and support its integration into the European framework. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.